It's historic, it's fascinating, and it can be deadly dangerous. Very careful work is going on at a unique New Mexico landfill, a site where toxic trash from the dawn of the atomic age was dumped and simply covered with dirt decades ago. On tonight's special assignment, Dean Staley reports that what workers have found ranges from the ordinary to the frightening.
Los Alamos National Laboratory, the cradle of the nuclear bomb. Founded September 1942, it was officially known as Site Y-12. Thousands of people worked here in secret during the Manhattan Project, the world's first two nuclear bombs. And a new era of nuclear weapons created a new kind of trash.
This is Material Disposal Area B. It was the first landfill used for the Manhattan Project at Los Alamos, and waste was put in here from 1944 to 1948.
A laboratory was needed.
At the time, Los Alamos was little more than a complex of labs and barracks surrounding Ashley Pond in the center of town.
What's the status on our dust suppression?
This landfill was far away from all of that.
Well, what they did is they dug a trench about 20 foot wide, 18 feet deep, and they would have a truck that would go around to the various laboratories and pick up this waste.
But today, Los Alamos has grown up and now borders the dump.
Our local newspaper is right across the road from it.
The State Environment Department wants the dump gone. So $94 million of federal stimulus money is being used to fund the cleanup. Workers will dig up 22,000 cubic yards of waste, seal it in containers, and ship it to authorized disposal sites.
Control room 2.
So what's in this landfill? Protective
clothing, gloves, coveralls, glassware, the clothes Oppenheimer would have worn into one of the laboratories. That's here that's what we're digging up and shipping for disposal.
Before digging began, lab officials heard stories about what they might find.
The biggest mythical thing is anything from a Sherman tank to a fire truck from the Trinity test blast.
Continue on, Sean.
The excavation started in June, and lab officials have taken serious precautions. Massive metal half-dome structures protect the surrounding area from possible contamination by anything buried here more than 60 years ago. Nothing and no one leaves the site without being checked for radiation. The only person allowed inside the structures is the guy who operates the excavator. He has to wear a protective suit and carry an oxygen tank just in case of radioactive contamination.
Yeah, we're good.
These technicians keep an eye on the material that comes out of the ground. They monitor gauges that track radiation levels and other possible contaminants. In August, workers unearthed a pipe contaminated with plutonium. It set off alarms and stopped work here for 2 weeks. Then, in November, fumes from a drum filled with an old solvent sickened some workers, though none were seriously injured. Beyond that, it's the small things that have excited workers on the project. On the day we visited, one item in particular caught a technician's eye.
There's an old calendar. It was dated February 1st. 1948. You could read it very clearly. Pretty exciting. Shows you how old the waste is.
For the most interesting thing dug up so far,
it's a whiskey bottle with a label that still read Dan's Whiskey. And I think people are more excited about that than anything else that they've seen so far.
In Los Alamos, Dean Staley, KRQE News 13.
They should be. That Dan's Whiskey was good stuff. Lab officials say the excavation should be complete by early summer. Once the land is certified safe, it will be handed over to Los Alamos County for public use.
Maybe that's how they tried to keep